Much to discuss on the program today, this past weekend. Greg and I have been, and let's just call it, over the years, if you've been listening to the program, watching the program, there are never-ending stories revolving around our father, Coach Bill Burgess. Oh, Pop. And so, and he's a handful on so many things. But now, and it is a great honor, as we keep having to tell him over and over again, what a great honor this is, and how it is a great honor for Mom and for all the coaches and players and all of those that he has been able to interact with over, what did he coach, 34 years total?
Like that, yeah.
So,
and how about this? Had guys there that were on the very first team he ever coached.
Yeah, we talked
in the
about
early
that.
60s.
A
lot of them.
I sent to Adler some pictures that I had, and there's one picture of him with some of those guys. And it's interesting to see guys that were saying they played for him that look the same age he is. But then you realize his first coaching job, he was 23, 24 years old. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, and I think it dawned on them because they said he didn't feel like he was our age. So like these guys right here. So there's a picture, you see it, and all those guys played on his first team, and then some of them played on one of his first.
On Woodlawn and Banks.
And so but they said he did not feel to them like he was only a few years older than them.
Yeah, you telling me that story is pretty funny.
Yeah, they said to us he felt like he was 20 years old, and we were terrified of him.
Yeah.
But it's great. It was so great. But anyway, what happened yesterday which was very kind. The actual induction into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, which is what this is all about, will be at the end of April. But what the Jacksonville State University did yesterday, which was a very good idea, is because they've had – this will be their 9th induction into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, whether it be a player or a coach. And so they kind of know how it goes. And they said on that weekend, you're not going to really have any access to him unless you're sitting at the table with him. Mm-hmm. And because the way that runs, because the event, so what they did is they set up a reception at the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame for Jacksonville State people only, and family and friends to come spend some time with him, without having to deal with the big induction coming up at the end of April. And so this was Jacksonville State's honoring of Dad for being
and it was first class. I thought they did.
It was very good.
And these guys. That, like I say, you can tell they've done it before. And
well, the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame is really a cool.
It is.
If you're ever in our city, be sure you put that on your list of things to go see, because there's some gigantic names in there that all came out of this state, and it's really something to see. So anyway, that was a great honor, but it was just the whole process. And, Greg, you had to drive him over.
Yeah, in the middle of a storm.
It
was storming.
Lisa's recap of that, I was laughing hard.
Yeah, She was in the back.
Yeah. She said, "Boy, I had front row seat for that one."
It was fine. It was good.
Yeah, and don't picture. You heard us talking about the severity of it. We were not in that part of it where we were. It was south of us,
right?
But what we got was torrential rain.
The rain.
I'm talking about the kind of rain you can't even see your hand hardly in front of your face.
Right.
That interstate's fun during that.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's such a good interstate anyway.
Yeah, it's a great experience just on a normal day.
Right. Yeah. But
wow.
Yeah. Well,
it was big trucks blowing water on you.
It was raining so hard at one point. Everybody pulled over. You just couldn't see past your hood.
It was crazy.
So thankfully it was starting. It let up a little bit about the time everybody needed to be walking in. But I got one of those situations where the schedule we had for church, and then the time they needed to do that, which was better on everybody traveling. I got stuck in one of those weird gaps where you don't know where to go. Do I go home? Do I go ahead?
Yeah, the in-between.
Yeah, so what I did is I said, well, I'm going to go ahead, because Sherry thought she was going to have to leave before we finished. We actually had a birthday dinner after it for my sister right across the street, and I found a restaurant for us to do that, because my mother's right. If you get the family together, do everything you got to do on this one day. Because this thing of everybody splitting up and trying to get together on a separate day, if everybody's got to get together on one day, just start running the list.
And this worked perfect because we just walked across the street.
Yeah. So I set up a little thing up across the street.
Cold.
A restaurant.
Temperature dropped the time we went in when we went to leave.
A little different.
About 20 degrees.
Yeah.
So anyway, which that's what you get tornadoes with. Mm-hmm. So I thought to myself, well, because at the time it was still torrential rain. And then Birmingham has got construction going on downtown. So the way you would normally go anywhere is different. So I thought, well, I'll be the guinea pig. I'll go down there. I'll be early. I'll do all the different things, and then I'll send word back to my wife and my son. Only one of my kids could make it because one's at college and is finishing up this week because they got spring break next week, and then one's on the road on tour. So I mean, the only one that was able to come is the one's still living at home. So anyway, I get down there and I do what I think is everything you're supposed to do as a dad. I was saying, look at me taking care of everything and giving everybody, taking away all the anxiety I had of different turns and can't go here and they won't let you go down this road anymore. And I finally came to the conclusion, here's what you need to do. You do this.
Laid it out,
smooth as silk. You think anybody remotely looked at the text I sent?
Well, Ricky, as you said, it's everything you could have stacked against you was there. You have a major construction project in downtown Birmingham. They've taken down elevated interstates, which once I got downtown and was trying to make some turns, I couldn't figure out where I was because I'm used to having the interstate open. I turn.
Right,
you know, you don't know where you're at.
Completely different.
Had torrential raining going on, and they had some event at the BJCC, which was packed. I mean, they're just they were parked everywhere. I don't. Did you loop around the building, come in the front where the flood water was?
I did.
Of the
I had to turn around and go
BJCC.
back.
Oh, we went through it.
Did
It
you?
was nice.
Well, I knew what
I didn't know. I just turned around and went back.
Yeah.
Well, what I did
There
is
was a guy right in front of me, or I wouldn't have.
I went as far as to buy something that I've never had. I don't own an umbrella, and I bought an umbrella. Like when church was over, I went over and went into
Came in handy.
a Steinmark and bought an umbrella. I've never had an umbrella, and because I normally don't ever use an umbrella, and of course, you know, my dad says that men don't run in the rain, so I can't be caught running in the rain.
No.
And
I thought about him.
I
as
will,
I was trying to walk
occasionally
in.
run in the rain,
Right,
and that's
and,
about the only time I run.
But
Watching people fight the umbrella with the wind was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, you
And
had
it was
that
trying to
going
turn
on,
it
too.
inside out.
But what I knew, and this is just, and Sherry says this is a negative in me, but I think it's not. I knew with everything going on, and when I saw there was already an event going on, and the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame is connected to, you know, a big arena and convention halls and all that. So I saw that, oh gosh, it's Cottontails, you know, which means this is some arts and crafts. Of course, you know, we're running something that's a spring themed thing in early March, which I don't get, but anyway, so
Have to do with Easter, maybe. Coming up.
We got a while.
I know,
to
but
Easter.
you know, they had to do everything early.
I know, but anyway, it didn't feel very
I
springy.
know it did not, did it?
It's the spring version of Christmas Village. That's what Betty had to explain.
Right.
What it was.
There you go.
And as soon as I saw that, I immediately knew. I positioned myself in a parking lot that was a block and a half from the corner and across the street from where we would have the birthday dinner. And I said, this is the perfect strategy. And so
Thought you'd done so good. Rick.
I did, and then my family totally disregarded my strategy. You know, and
And then start texting you, how do I get there?
and my strategy was perfect. You know, at one time my wife was calling me on the phone asking me, you know, and I said, Sherry, I can see you. Well, I just, where am I supposed to go? I said, I see you. If you'll look, you'll see me standing in the lobby of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Just keep walking. Do you not see me? I'm waving in the lobby. Yeah, and then of course my son, I don't know where he ended up. I don't even know whether he ended up.
He walked in with me, so he was over there by me somewhere.
He claimed that his parking spot was too good to be true, and he expected to be towed.
Yeah. He ran up behind us, so we arrived about the same.
Oh, okay. So it was a great time though. Great
He
event.
said you'd send him some stupid text.
Bottom of the hour.
Rick and Bubba.